How's it going, everyone? Data here, and welcome back to the Seattle Kraken franchise mode, episode number 38, headed into the 2030 year number 9 postseason. In the last one, we finished off a 55-19-8 regular season, one of our best seasons ever, if not our best season ever. It's up there with the other seasons in which we won our Stanley Cups. We've won 3 Stanley Cups in the last 5 years. We're trying to make it 4 in 6 with a championship this season. Nathan MacKinnon, 34 years of age, still put up over 100 points. Matty Beniers, career highs in goals and points with 40 goals. Isaiah Marco, point per game. Vitaly Popov, the playmaker extraordinaire. Alex Tuch still got it up on that top line. Chris Moss, 38 goals now in his 4th NHL season. Vladimir Tarasenko, 33 goals from our captain at 38 years of age. And of course, between the pipes, we had a goaltending controversy, which was the subject of debate at the end of the last one. So of course, the lineup is looking as it always has. It's quite strong offensively. Defensively, the overalls look a bit odd, but at full strength with Bowen Byram back from injury, he was very good here in his first season with us in Seattle. He ended up only playing in 41 games, but he scored 21 points, on pace for 42 points. We have younger guys in the bottom pair, all big size. Kozlov 6'5", Morrison 6'4", Rolison 6'5", so we definitely have the size. But the goaltending is what we were really thinking about, because Peyton Wilm, he is our guy. 26 years of age, he's been our starter for a long time now, over 300 games in the NHL. He's had some injury issues, but he is coming off of a Vezina trophy last season as well. This year, okay, great record, 39 wins, yes, and 5 shutouts, fantastic, but a .902 save percentage, his worst in his career as a starter, and 2.75 goals against average, also his worst in his career as a starter, both just worst in his career overall as well. And at the same time, we're saying, okay, Freddie Anderson, who we claimed off waivers, yes, he's a 76 overall, but look at this, man. He played in 4 games. He went 3-0-1, had a shutout, a .941 save percentage, and this season in total, between us and Dallas, he has 12-3-1 with 3 shutouts, around a .939, .940 save percentage. So, it's hard to say, to look past those numbers and just say, we got to go with Wilm, because he has proven himself to be a beast. Last year, in 2027 in the playoffs, he was a big guy with Edmonton. We've seen Edmonton a lot in the playoffs. Unfortunately, he got carved up by us a lot, so maybe he's not a playoff guy. I don't know what. Then at the same time, we have Nick Malik, our usual backup, who over the course of this season had a record of 12-6-2, 1 shutout, a .913 save percentage, and 2.42 goals against average. And then just to add even more complications, we have Marcus Hilpert, who in the NHL this year, 3 games, 3 wins, a .932 save percentage, and 1.97 goals against average. So, you want to say that Wilm is your guy, but these 3 other options are putting up insane numbers. So that was our biggest question at the end of the last one. I will dive into the comments to see what all of you assistant GMs had to say. Vinny says, here would be his list of goalies going into the playoffs. The list was hard to make, so consider that when looking at it. Number 1 choice, Malik. Number 2, Freddie Anderson. Number 3, Hilpert. Number 4, Peyton Wilm. Of course, you can choose differently, but I think that would be my list going into the playoffs. I would rank Wilm at number 1 because of his overall alone, but his numbers were not too good compared to the other goalies of his caliber. So that's the thing, overall versus performance. And hopping over to the Discord server, Pat says, great season in video data. Thank you very much, brother. I know you'll just want to switch goalies after every loss, so why not? King of the Mountain rules. You win, see you next game. You lose, next goalie up. And that hockey guy says, I like it. Maybe if the goalie allows 2 or less, they stay. 3+ means switch, win or not. So those are interesting things we have to consider when heading into this playoffs, because just if we get the win, is that enough to say that this goalie gets to keep the crease? Other thoughts in this one, Scott's saying that Eli Manning will become the first player to win a Super Bowl and a Stanley Cup championship ring. Of course, our 4th liner, Eli Manning. He was a 2nd-round pick from the Coyotes in 2024. We signed him as a free agent, and in 82 games, he scored 26 points as a full-time 4th liner, only 12 penalty minutes, playing just over 8 minutes a night. I've been very impressed with Eli Manning here in his sophomore season, first as a Kraken. So if we get him a Super Bowl ring and a Stanley Cup ring, that would be a great story. The fourth line's been playing well. We have the veteran presence in Vladimir Tarasenko, Nathan McKinnon. The second line, Beniers and Moss combined for 78 goals, with Popov with his 99 passing on that second line. Defense has been solid. Chychrun, Byram have been anchors. The special teams are top in the NHL. Now it's just the goaltending. So I gave this a lot of thought. There was a lot of discussion in the comments in the last episode, and I think I'm going to give game number 1 to Peyton Wilm. He's our starter. He's paid as our starter. He was not bad down the stretch. It's just that he wasn't as good as the other options. And he, 88 overall. He has 3 Stanley Cup rings, 2 as a starter. Sells the 86 poise. He has been known to be a playoff performer as well, because his playoff stats are, .919 save percentage and 2.41 goals against average, with 47 wins in 67 games. So I'm not afraid to go to Wilm. It's just, I don't know if we'll stick with Wilm, but I will give him game number 1, and we'll go from there. I think backing him up will be Nick Malik. Freddie Anderson, 40 years of age. Let him rest a little bit. I'm not sure who the next goalie up will be. We'll cross that bridge if we get there. But Peyton Wilm gets game number 1. He's our starter, regardless of what the numbers have said, and he's proven himself to be a playoff performer. It's just that the leash has never been shorter. So getting into round number 1 now, let's go check out the Winnipeg Jets lines in a bit more detail after we skimmed over them at the end of last episode. I don't believe we've played Winnipeg in the playoffs before. I may be wrong. But line number 1 is Cole Caulfield, centered by Ryan O'Reilly and Nick Ehlers on the right. An elite line, but Ryan O'Reilly is 39 years of age now. Second line, Jesper Bratt, Cole Perfetti, and Nikolai Bobkov, 19-year-old sniper, first overall pick in 2028. Whew. Third line, Victor Arvidsson, Beck Mallenstein, and Anthony Duclair. Fourth line, Koivula, Minton, and Robbins. Defensively, they have Nick Hague and Adam Larson as their first pair. Second pair is Montour and Forsling. Third pair, Taze and Kwong. This guy who is a 16th overall pick in 2023 who never really grew. Yeah, I think that's where they struggle a bit if there's any hole in their lineup. But they are anchored by Igor Shesterkin, 34 years of age, 87 overall. Not a good backup, but if Igor can carry, that's no problem. Michael Handzus' son, Matthias Handzus. Neil Pionk, 77 overall, 34 years of age. Big contract there. So Winnipeg Jets, they seem to have the offense. It's the defense where we might be able to break through them. 29 years of age, Cole Caulfield, 4.5 star shooting, 93 offensive awareness. This should be a good series, ladies and gentlemen. So without further ado, let's get this party started. As you'll see this video, if you're new to the channel, we have a lot of new subscribers recently with the Shane Wright video. And by the way, thank you everyone for 4,000 subscribers. As this is being posted, I believe we've hit 4,000, just a few away at the time of recording. So I think by then, by the time this gets uploaded, we'll be there. 4,000, crazy to think about. I've been consistently making content on this channel for just over 2 years now. To go from just a handful of subscribers to now 4,000 in that time is unbelievable. We have such a great community. I couldn't thank all of you enough. But if you are indeed new to the channel, welcome. And these playoff videos are always over an hour long. I always change it up, sometimes an hour 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I always change it up to keep you guessing. We could be out after the first round and we're done after 30 minutes and the rest of the video is an hour of a black screen. But to keep the video from being spoiled and that you are reacting at the same time as I am, there could be the black screen at the end of this one. So if we do end up getting eliminated and there's a black screen at the end and it's just an hour of some music playing, it would mean a lot. If you can mute it or you could play it, that would be great, but just let it roll a little bit. That would really help out the video. 38-minute playoff video, no one enjoys that. We know that it's not going to go deep. So let's get this party started. 2030 playoffs, going for 4 cups in 6 years. President's Trophy winning Seattle Kraken, our first President's Trophy in franchise history, and it all starts here. Round 1, Game 1, Climate Pledge Arena. First period ends 1-0. Tiny Morrison on Igor Shesterkin puts us up 1-0, tripling the shots 15-5. Second period, now 4-0 Seattle. Matty Beniers scores twice, including a power play goal. Asher Maloney with a power play goal as well, the playmaker. 3 goals in about 5 minutes, and it's 4-0 Seattle. Shots almost tripled once again, 28-11. Power play Seattle now 5 minutes in. That's killed off by the Jets. 5-0 Nathan McKinnon. There it is. 30. Make it a shorthanded as well on Chubasov. Now the 67 overall came in. 6 goals past Chubasov and Shesterkin. 41-18 are the shots. 3 minutes to go. And that will be all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. 21 save shutout from Peyton Hollywood Wilm. Okay. 2 goals and an assist for Nathan MacKinnon, first star honors, 2 goals for Matty Beniers, and the shutout for Peyton Wilm. Wow, all right. Wilm on film, Peyton Hollywood Wilm, 1-0 series lead with a 6-0 victory. That's a great game right there and really sets the tone for the rest of the series. Let's just keep bulldozing through it, steamrolling through the Jets if possible. They're going to come back, though. We got to know that they're definitely going to be coming back here in game number 2. First period, 1-0 Seattle early. The captain, Vladimir Tarasenko. Thank you very much. Oh, captain, my captain. Second period now, still 1-0. Shots just about being doubled. 34-17 in our favor. Actually, exactly being doubled. Power play opportunity for us early in the third period. It's an extended one, doubling the shots 40-20. It's killed off. We had another power play opportunity, and this time we capitalize on it. Matty Beniers on the power play makes it 2-0 Kraken. Ryan O'Reilly scores the first goal of this series, and then Tarasenko puts us back up by 2. Peyton Wilm had, what, 3-2 here. Final minute. Hold on a second. Jesper Bratt makes it 3-2, and we hang on for the win. So, just over 5.5 shutout periods from Peyton Wilm. 113 minutes and 20 seconds, if my math is correct, of shutout hockey to begin the playoffs here. Tarasenko ends up giving us the winner, 3-2 the final. Shots end 46-30. It's another good performance from Peyton Wilm as he gets second star honors, and the captain first star honors, of course, with 2 goals, the opening and the closing goal. Rickard Bergenheim, 2 assists from him, and it's a 2-0 Kraken lead now in the series. And like I said, the Jets came back. It was only in the third period, but they did come back. We got to capitalize on opportunities in the first and second periods before they start pushing in the third. But now we're at the Canada Life Center in Winnipeg in April. It could be snowing a little bit, maybe still. Bring your jackets, and I'll see you on the slopes. Here we go. First period, first shot of the game. Isaiah Marco puts us up 1-0, but Robbins ties it right back up on their first shot, I believe. First period ends 2-1 as Tarasenko puts us up 2-1 Kraken, but the Jets are out shooting us 16-10 as they are definitely getting the home ice advantage here. Second period now, 4-2. Caulfield ties it up at 2 with his first of the series, but then Alex Tuch with his first of the series, and Tiny Morrison his second of the series. 4-2 Kraken. Shots 24-21 for Winnipeg, but we're up by 2 here in the third period. Power play Seattle early in the period. That one is killed off. Shots are now even at 26, but the Jets continue to pull away a little bit as they are pushing hard to try and get this game tied up in front of the home fans and not go down 3-0. Cole Perfetti scores his first of the series to bring the Jets within 1. 4-3 Kraken with 5 minutes to go now. Final 3 minutes. 2. Can we hang on in the last minute now? And we do. 4-3 Kraken the final. 28 saves on 31 shots from Peyton Hollywood. Wilm, no start tonight. 2 assists from Bear, 2 assists from Popov, and first star honors Alex Tuch. 1 goal, 1 assist. Oh, the last couple games, a couple of wins coming just by 1 goal, but nonetheless, it is a 3-0 series lead for the Seattle Kraken. Let's just try and end this one off in 4 games on the road. Everyone's playing well. Peyton Wilm has been solid. No reason to change him yet. He has had a plus 900 save percentage in every game so far. Hopefully I didn't just jinx him. But let's try and finish it off here. And we'll go back home and have a nice dinner as a team instead of having to get prepared for game number 5. Montour, first shot of the game goes in. First period ends 3-1 Winnipeg as Bratt and then Minton score 3 goals in the first 6.5 minutes. Passy Lume, his first of the series, gets us on the board. And now we're down by 2 headed into the second period. Shots 14-10 in our favor. Early power play in the second period. Nothing came from that. Second period ends 3-1. Shots are 30-17. We're bombarding Igor Shesterkin, but he's standing tall, and we're down by 2 headed into the third. It's going to come, boys. Keep fighting. It's going to come. Let those big dogs eat. Let's go. Nate the Great, I'm looking at you, buddy. 12 minutes to go. Halfway through the period, and we're still down by 2. Shesterkin, after getting pulled in, what was it, game 2, he has been solid as he's closing in on a 40 save performance here. Final couple minutes in this one, and the Jets will hang on. 3 goals in the first period was all they needed. Shots 41-26 in our favor. No scoring in the last 40 minutes. Shesterkin, 40 saves, first star. Easy choice right there. You know what? You got to run into a goalie. You know, if he's hot, he's hot. And that was the game that he stole for the Jets. He's going to steal 1. That's expected. That's okay. No team dinner tonight. How about we finish it on 24th, 25th, pool party at my place. Let's do it. Game 5, Climate Pledge Arena. Let's close out this series and get ready for round number 2. First period, the first shot of the game goes in. It's not the first time that's like, what, the third time in this series that happens. Alex Tuck 1-0, but then Cole Perfetti on the power play ties it up at 1. Second period, 2-1 Jets. Adam Larson, his first of the series. Shots 27-19 in our favor, and we're down by 1 here in the third period. 30 shots, and Nick Hague makes it 3-1. This is what scares me about Peyton Wilm. He goes crazy, then 3 goals and like 20 shots. Oh, Victor Arvidsson from a bad angle. 4 goals on under 30 shots. We're down by 3 with 5 minutes to go. Doesn't look like we're going to come back from this one. Boys, let's wake up a little bit here. Let's wake up a little bit. Shots 38-30. And Shesterkin once again puts on a clinic. Tuck with a goal, but... Whew, my goodness. All right, now we're up 3-2 in the series. Boys, let's close it out here in Game 6. Let's close it out here in Game 6. I don't know. Did Peyton Wilm lose the crease in that game? I almost want to say yes. Yes, it's Shesterkin who's doing miracles. He wasn't the reason we lost. Peyton Wilm was not the reason we lost. But still, he's at a .912 save percentage now. Who's up next? Do we go to Nick Malik with 0 playoff experience? Actually, he has one game, one shot, 1 save in 20. Actually, I know. Okay, this year. Okay, he faced 1 shot and made 1 save. Last year, faced 16 shots, made 15 saves in a win in 2028, 2 years ago. I don't know. I guess am I feeling Freddie Anderson? This might be crazy, but am I feeling Freddie? Am I feeling Freddie? That was a bad performance from Peyton Wilm. What's the track record? What was the last couple games? Was it 3 goals the game before this one as well? 4 goals against in Game 5. 3 goals against in Game 4. He's let in 3 or 4 goals the last 3 starts. That's like a, what, 3.66 goal against average or something? But over 3.5 goals against per game in the last 3 starts. You know what? If it was just a random 4-1, but it's over 3-4 goals the last 3 games, I'm feeling Freddie. I'm feeling Freddie. And these are the decisions that make or break your career as a general manager, and I'm doing it. Freddie Anderson, 40 years of age. Get in there, big boy. If you're at your vitamins this morning, I hope that you've stretched a little bit at Canada Life Center. Game 6, Round 1, Winnipeg and Seattle to close it out in 6. Freddie Anderson between the pipes. Let's do it. First period, 2-1 Jets. Duclair scoring on the power play. Tiny Morrison is 3rd. He had like 3 on the season, scored 3 in the playoffs now. And a backbreaker from Jesper Bratt with... And a backbreaker with 17 seconds left. Jesper Bratt, 2-1 Jets. Second period now, 3-1. 3-1 Jets. We're down by 2 here in the third period. Let's go. Where are the big dogs? Where are the big dogs? Power play Winnipeg. Come on, boys. Extended power play. What is that? Of course they're going to score. Where are the big dogs? Byron Tika. Where are... Cancel. 5-1. What? Okay. Water under the bridge when we win here in Game 7. Don't tell me that the President's Trophy winners are going to get reverse swept. Let's go, boys. 2 goals from McKinnon. Wake up, buddy. I know you're point per game, but wake up. Freddie, I gave you faith. You lost it for the rest of the playoffs, probably. That means we're back to Wilm, and next man up would be Malik. After that would be Hilpert. We're back to Wilm. Hollywood, I hope you rested up well. I hope you rested up well. What's going on in the scoring here? Who's not scoring goals? I don't know. I don't know. Beniers has 3. Tarasenko 3. Tiny Morrison has 3. Marco 1 goal in 6 games is odd. Tuck and McKinnon 2 each in 6. Nah. And nothing from our bottom guys here. Chris Moss, 1 assist in 6 games. That's what's killing us. That is what's killing us. The guy has 38 goals in the year, 0 in 6 games, and 1 point to boot as well. That's it. Boy. Wilm, 3-2-0 with a shutout. You're back in, buddy. Show me why you are a Hollywood star. Here we go. Game 7 at Climate Pledge Arena of Round 1 to avoid the reverse sweep and we have a date with Edmonton ready for us. A classic second round against the Oilers. Let's do it. Let's get out of this round that should have ended a few games ago. Show me why you're the President's Trophy winners. First period ends 2-0. Bratt and Duclair on the power play. Shots tied at 10. We're down 2-0. Shesterkin, the guy, we shellac and embarrass him. Then he totally changes himself. And then now they'll get destroyed in round number 2. He'll have an .881 save percentage in round 2, right? I can't skip this. Okay, here we go. Matty Beniers, fourth of the playoffs. Controller is down. Power play Kraken. Let's go. There it is. Chris Moss, his first of the playoffs. He heard the Seattle media just embarrassing him on the radio. 2-2 now. Game tied thanks to Beniers and Moss, the two of them who combined for 78 goals in the year, like I said. 40 and 38. 2-2 game. All right, shots 26-15 through 40 minutes. Third period now. And we are tied. Power play early is Nathan MacKinnon, putting us up by 1. 3-2. The big dogs. 3 goals in 7 games for MacKinnon now. There he is. 4-2. Tarasenko. Hold on. Perfetti brings them back within 1. Shots 31-18. The captain putting us ahead at the moment. We're up by 1 with 6 minutes left. Power play Winnipeg. Killed off. A huge penalty kill by the Kraken. 2 minutes left. Final minute. You're kidding me. What? Arvidsson with 38 seconds left. Shots are 38-24. Hollywood, come on, man. 4 goals on 24 shots. And we're headed to Game 7 overtime. We allow 2, we score 4, and then allow 2. Game 7 overtime here in this first round. Kraken and Jets, let's do it. In Seattle at Climate Pledge Arena, MacKinnon versus O'Reilly at the dot. Big win from MacKinnon, back to Kobasu. Chychrun to MacKinnon. Marco coming in! Saved by Shesterkin. It's as simple as that. The next player to score puts his team through to the second round with a Game 7 OT winner. O'Reilly wins that defensive zone faceoff for his team. Ehlers gets hit hard. And now MacKinnon picks the puck back up thanks to Chychrun's hit there. Alex Tuch stops up at the red line. Across to Kobasu. Now up to Isaiah Marco. Marco to Tuch. Scores! Alex Tuch, his third of the playoffs. And the Kraken win it in overtime. 5-4, and they avoid the reverse sweep. How about that for a scare? Ladies and gentlemen, the Kraken are through to the second round. Boy, for how many years in a row now? We've always made it at least to the second round. Although we lost in 7 to Anaheim a couple years ago. There's Tarasenko and Ehlers shaking hands. O'Reilly and MacKinnon. Caulfield, Tuch, and Ehlers. Look at that beard. Wilm and Shesterkin. We are through, and I'll see you in Edmonton. The shots in that one ended 40-24. I think we absolutely deserved that win. I don't know what, if it was the goaltending or what, but Peyton Wilm gave us a scare. And I think we'll have to consider our goaltending options heading into round number 2. But in that first round, point per game for Marco, point per game for MacKinnon, 6 points, and the series winner for Alex Tuch in 7 games. Matty Beniers, 4 goals, 5 points in 7 games. Tarasenko, 4 goals, 4 points in 7 games. Maloney, Chychrun also with 4. Morrison, Bergenheim, Popov. Yes, just those 3 with 3 points. Lume, Moss scored that Game 7 goal, thankfully. Ethan Bear, Braden Kobasu, all with 2. Byram with 1. Nothing from Manning, Tikhonov, or Kozlov. Tough plus minuses in the pretty much anywhere but the top line, I believe. Yeah, pretty much. Goaltending. So Peyton Wilm ends that first round with 6 games played, 4-2-0 record, 900 save percentage, 2.67 goals against. I think I'm inclined to go with Nick Malik heading into the second round. Yeah, I gotta say, I think Game 1 goes to him. But let's check out the Edmonton Oilers lineup now. As we know, we'll be taking them on in round number 2. They took down the Kings in 6 games. The Blues beat the Stars in 6. They took down the Kings in 5 games. The Blues took down the Stars in 6, and the Hawks took down the Coyotes in 6 as well. And here we are, a tale as old as time. Our biggest rival in this series, the Edmonton Oilers. We beat them, I think, 2 or 3 times during our back-to-back-to-back three-peat of 3 Stanley Cups. And just other times in the last 9 years, we've faced them as well in other postseason journeys. So let's check out who's in their lineup for 2030. Of course, still Draisaitl, McDavid, and then Kurnkovic, who's been a big fixture on that first line. Second line, it seems like they've lost a little bit because a lot of their money going to McDavid and Draisaitl, I suppose. Second line, Ostapchuk, Peyton Krebs, big name, then Adam Gaudette. Third line, Bourgault, Bolduc, and Jones, Max Jones. Fourth line, Rask, Justin Coty, and Kirill Maximov. Defense, Nurse and Hronek, Bean and Marino, Carlson and Sterling. Jake Bean, a former Kraken, traded to the Oilers, and he's played 4 full seasons with them. And then goaltending for the Oilers. Used to be Freddie Anderson, now it's Michael DiPietro, and used to be Allmark as well. So Allmark was the goalie we'd faced most recently. And Michael DiPietro, they signed him, I guess, to a 1 or 2 year deal. Maybe, I don't know if he was in the organization last year. Did we beat him last year with No, he was on Vancouver last year. Yeah, gotcha. This year he went 7-8-1 in 17 games played. I don't know if they had a different goalie or something, or if Allmark played a lot. This year, yeah, he played 53 games, so odd to see him not starting. But, do what you got to do. Scratches, they got some, Juleson, a couple other names. All right, so the Oilers seem sound defensively, but the offense really comes from that first line / top 6. So we got to shut down their depth. Starting it off here, not a lot of rest. It was a bit of a 7-game roller coaster. We almost got reverse swept, 1 goal away from it. In the East, it's Flyers, Panthers, and Canadiens, Bruins. How about that for a series? So let's hit it. Game 1, round 2 at Climate Pledge Arena. Kraken and Oilers. How about this Pacific Division rivalry? First period, 2-1 Oilers. Nurse opens up the scoring. Oh my goodness. I forgot to take out Peyton Wilm. I'm so sorry. This better be a blessing in disguise. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. McKinnon ties it up. McDavid makes it 2-1. Second period now, 3-1. 3 goals and 25 shots. You got a lucky second chance, and this is what you do. This is what you do. 4-1 Oilers. Down by 3 with 10 minutes to go. We're not getting enough shots, though. I can't put it all in the goaltending. Come on. We haven't been scoring goals. Moss with 1 goal. All this stuff. Come on. Power play Seattle late. Nothing. All right. 4-1 the final. 4 goals and 37 shots. Another sub-900 save percentage night. 966 for Michael DiPietro. I got too excited heading into the second round, and Peyton Wilm got the start. You know what? He got the win in Game 7, so from a storyline perspective, I guess it would make sense that you give your starter another one, but that's it. After the 4-1 loss in Game number 1, we are jumping to Nick Malik in Game number 2. We're still at home. We can't afford to go down 2-0 in this series, headed to Edmonton. Malik, it is your time to shine. Nathan McKinnon, point per game, 8-8. Let's keep this pace of points going, but we need the goal scorers who have not been showing up to also add in so that it becomes an easy victory, not these tight 1-goal games. Let's go. First period, 1-0 Kraken. Alex Tuck, thank you very much. Second period, 3-0 Tarasenko and Rickard Bergenheim, his first. 3-0 Kraken. That is what we like to see. That is what we've been needing. A bit of depth scoring, a little bit of solid goaltending, and that's all you need. Power play Edmonton is killed off, and it's 4-0 Kraken. Nathan McKinnon now 9 points plus in 9 games. Tarasenko is second of the night. The captain, he consistently shows up and carries this team. He already has 1 Conn Smythe trophy, 5-0 Kraken, and in his first ever start, Nick Malik, whatever you want to call him, all I know is that he got a shutout in his first ever playoff start, 27 save shutout, and he's our guy now. Alex Tuck, a goal and an assist. Vladimir Tarasenko, 2 goals and an assist. If anyone shows up in the postseason, it is the captain. We took him in the expansion draft. St. Louis left him unprotected. We turned back the clock. GM data redid history. And Tarasenko being chosen has been a huge difference maker. 6 goals and 7 points in 9 games from the 38-year-old. In the postseason, he is known to be a juggernaut, as he has 158 points in his career. But of course, going back to 32 points in 23 games when he won the Conn Smythe in 2025, then the Cup again in 26, 27. We lost in 28 and 29. He still did well. Now we're back in 2030. But oh my goodness, does he ever like to show up. Especially this year, though. Like 4 goals in 20 games when we won the Cup in 2027. Already 6 goals in 9 games this postseason. Keep it up, buddy. Let's go. He's doing well on the third line. I almost put him on the second line and swap him with Moss, but he's doing well over there, so I'm not going to touch it. 5-0 shutout from Nick Malik. He's going to continue to be the starter. Absolutely headed to Edmonton. Okay, Pacific player is healthy. Make sure that he's between the pipes. He's going to be our starter going forward. It is now a best of 5 as Edmonton has home ice advantage. Malik, get in there. Like I said, I'm really tempted to put Moss on that swap Moss and Tarasenko. The plus is plus 5 stays. You know what? Let's do it. Popov is such a good playmaker. Just give him someone who can finish a bit better. I just said if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But at the same time, more ice time for someone who's really hot makes sense. So, you know, it's not like I can just tell the coach to play him more. It's in this EA world, I need to actually put him on a higher line to get him to play more. So, that being said, Game 3, best of 5, let's do it. First period, Edmonton scores early. Darnell Nurse, only 5 shots in the period, but shot number 1 goes in. We're outshooting them 14-5, down 1-0. Second period, now 3-1 Oilers. Nurse on the power play at the second. McKinnon brings us within 1, then Bean on the power play. 3 goals on 14 shots past Malik. Oh my goodness. We're down by 2 here in the third period. Not insurmountable at all, but now we're down by 3 as Gabriel Carlson makes it 4-1. Of course, none of the goalies want to come through in the playoffs. Okay, here we go. Kozlov, there's his first. 4-2. Power play Edmonton. We kill it off. We're down by 2 with 10 to go. Power play Seattle. Here it is, boys. Get on the horse. There it is. Marco on the power play. Marco on the power play. 2 power play goals in 24 seconds from Isaiah Marco. 4 minutes to go. We're tied at 4. Final minute. And we're headed to overtime. 3 unanswered. Kozlov and then 2 from Isaiah Marco. Let's go. What a late push from the big dogs. Like we said, power play is a double minor on Marino. That was the game changer right there, the TSN turning point. Shots 39-31 for Seattle. We're tied at 4 thanks to Isaiah Marco and headed to overtime here in Game 3. Game 3 here at Rogers Place. Next player to score puts his team up 2-1 in this best of 7. Isaiah Marco looking for the hat trick now after those 2 late goals. He's coming in. He'd love an OT winner. Chikrin, Kobasu, McKinnon to Chikrin at the point. Big glove save there as DiPietro got a piece of that. McKinnon, 6 goals, 6 assists, 12 points so far in this series. The Seattle Kraken are keeping out their first line against the Oilers' second line. McKinnon wins it back to Kobasu, who skates back and will get board pinned like one. No, he does not. Isaiah Marco, here he comes over the red line and into Edmonton territory. He's with McKinnon, who puts it on net. Here's Tuck, scores! Alex Tuck, his 5th of the playoffs, and he does it again! The overtime hero! 5 goals in the postseason, 2 of them OT winners. As the first line staying out was the right gamble right there. Marco to McKinnon to Tuck, excuse me, and that is the puck on a string right there as McKinnon gets another assist, puts it on net. Tuck gets the backhand rebound from a short angle, but tucks it home. Huge win for the Kraken. Unfortunately, DiPietro would have wanted to have that one back, but the Kraken are now up 2-1 in this series after losing game number 1. Shots in this one ended 42-31. Malik looking a bit shaky, but after that shutout, I'll give him another start. If he lets in another 3 or 4 on 25-30 shots, we might have to look at, I don't know, Marcus Hilpert or back to Peyton Wilm. I don't know, but for now, let's enjoy this 2-1 victory. So now 13 points in 10 games for Nathan McKinnon, killing it as always. Game 4 in Edmonton. Malik will get the start once again. I don't think the second or third line really did much. It was really a first line kind of game. Of course, Isaiah Marco being the hero, but we'll keep Tarasenko and Moss swapped up as they are. Malik's numbers now dropped to a .932 save percentage, but still solid enough in that Game 2 victory that I want to give him another start here in Edmonton. It's tough on the road as a young goaltender as well, so we'll give him a little more slack. Here we go. Blues are up 2-1 in their series. We're up 2-1 in ours, and I would absolutely love a 3-1 series. Here we go. Let's do it. Starting with an early power play, and it's a power play goal from Chris Moss and Matty Beniers. 2 goals on 3 shots to open this one. First period ends 3-0. Eli Manning also adding his first playoff goal, I believe, of his career, not just as a Kraken. 3-0 Seattle after 20. Second period now, 3-0 it remains. Shots 28-19 in this final 20 minutes here in Edmonton before we head back to Seattle. And the Kraken will have a chance to end the series in 5 unless Edmonton do something soon. But Chris Moss's second of the night against Ullmark, who's now in nets. I hadn't noticed that. Final 10 minutes now. Both of Moss's goals coming on the power play tonight. Shots 37-24 with 5 minutes to go. Malik is looking solid no matter what happens. And it is another shutout for Nick Malik. 38-27 with the shots in this one. Second star honors go to him. Allmark played well, made 32 saves coming in relief. Only let in 1 goal, I believe. But Chris Moss with his 2 goals and the rest of the team coming together for a 4-0 win in Edmonton, shutting down the fans. Bergenheim pulled his groin and he's out for like a week and a half or so. Let's fix up the lines with him out. That means JT Compher is going to draw into the lineup. Let me see what we're going to do. All right, so moving forward, we're going to put Asher Maloney at center. He's a good playmaker with 88 passing. His faceoffs are 76, so not horrible. So put him at center. Pasi Lume on his wing. Fourth line will be Manning, Tikhonov, and JT Compher, who's been our 13th forward all season long. It hurts because Bergenheim, as third-line center and on the second penalty kill unit, 5 points plus 5 in 11 games. He was playing very well with just over 12.5 minutes per night through the playoffs so far. So he is definitely a player that we'll miss, but hopefully Maloney can do well in that playmaking role, and Moss, with having Maloney as his center, will benefit from that as well. So we'll see how that goes. Headed into Game 5, the potential series clincher against the Oilers here, back at home, Climate Pledge Arena, to head to the conference finals. This would be big for the first time since we won the Stanley Cup, as I believe the last couple of years have been second-round exits, correct? So Nick Malik back in there. His save percentage is at .953, 1.3 goals against average. I'm tempted to sign him to an extension right now, but we have other goalies in the system who would be on entry-level deals who could be our backups next year. Meanwhile, he would want, I don't know how much he would want. Maybe we get him for cheap at like $1 million or 1.5, but still, I don't know if there's room for him. Regardless, at home at Climate Pledge Arena to close out the series against the Oilers here in 5 games after losing game number 1. Let's see if we can do it. First period, 1-0 Edmonton. It's Xavier Bourgault, or is it Xander Bourgault? 13-5 at the shots for Edmonton. We're getting shellacked out there. Just getting smacked left and right. Justin Coty on the power play makes it 2-0. Through the second period, it's still 2-0. Shots 25-17. We come back in that regard. We're still down by 8 shots. 2-0 Oilers. Power play Seattle early in the period. This is a great opportunity, but it's killed off by Edmonton. 5 minutes in, still nothing. Power play once more, and this time Nathan MacKinnon capitalizes on it, and we're only down by 1. Shots are pretty much tied now, 29-27. Final 7 minutes now. We're looking for a hero. I'm looking for Tarasenko on that second line. I'm looking for the captain. Shots are very close in the final minute, but the Oilers hang on tight. Shots end tied at 32. But the Oilers' 2 goals in the first 2 periods proved to be enough. DiPietro makes 31 saves. Malik makes 30 saves. But Coty gets the winning goal, and that'll be all she wrote. So we're headed back to Edmonton. It is a 3-2 series, and once again, we're on the road for Game 6, looking to close it out. This time, let's not let it go to 7. Malik once more, getting the start. 949 save percentage. And let's hit it at Rogers Place to close it out and just come home and rest a little bit before the Western Conference Finals. We don't want another 7-game thriller. These guys are getting tired. We have some older bodies on this team now. Let's go, boys. Let's show up. First period, 2-1. Justin Coty opens up the scoring, but then Chris Moss on that third line with Asher Maloney. 2 goals in about 6 minutes in the last 6:45, including the goal in the last 27 seconds. 13-6 for the shots after 20. Second period now, no scoring. Shots 21-19, and we hold on to a thin 1-goal lead. Narrowly escaping Edmonton's fight to get to 7 so far. 5 minutes into the period, we're still hanging on. Almost 10 minutes into the period now. Shots are 29-25, and we're still only up by 1 from Moss's 2 goals at the end of the period, at the end of the first period. Bourgault ties it up at 2 with under 5 to go now. This next goal should be the winner. 32 seconds left. No one gets it, and we're headed to overtime. So those 2 late first period goals are all that we could get past Michael DiPietro. And it's 2-2 headed into overtime. Shots 33-29 in our favor. Let's try and end it. Overtime, once again at Rogers Place. You know what that means for Alex Tuck, so make sure to get your bets in here on Twitter. McDavid coming in, but Chikrin breaks it up. A goal for Seattle puts them through to the Western Conference Finals. A goal for Edmonton pushes it to 7. And we head back to Seattle for the second straight 7-game series. Let's try and make sure it doesn't get any further than this 6th game. Nurse, Draisaitl with a lot of space. All alone, point-blank glove save from Nick Malik. Here's Alex Tuch. The last 2 overtime goals have been off of his stick. Tuch, Marco, one-timer, stopped by a sliding Michael DiPietro. Chychrun off the boards and up to Tuch now, trying to squeeze by. He stops up, looking for something. He gets a bit nervous, gets hit, and into the corner. Nurse and Hronek both getting bumped. Tuch gets hit. Marco picks it up. Weird play, scores! Isaiah Marco's 4th of the playoffs, and the Seattle Kraken win it in overtime. A 6-game victory, and they are off to the Western Conference Finals. Wow, a weird bouncing play, a shot, a rebound, out of position. Where is it? Hit you down, fall over your body. Oh my goodness, McDavid and McKinnon shaking hands. The Kraken once again come out on top over the Oilers. What a finish to the series. Isaiah Marco, that first line getting it done for us in overtime. Tuch and Marco, that was a weird bounce hit play. DiPietro sprawling, trying to get back, and Marco found as Tuch was on the floor. I think he got an assist on that one. He loves overtime. The Kraken are through in 6 games. Shots ended 35-30. Another great performance from Nick Malik, who's going to be our starter into the Western Conference Finals. So through those 13 games, 7 against Winnipeg, 6 against Edmonton, Nathan MacKinnon and Isaiah Marco are still point per game, 7 in 7, now 14 in 13. MacKinnon with 7 goals, Marco 4 goals and 10 assists. Tuch 12 in 13. Chychrun 10 assists from him, great to see that. Tarasenko no more goals, but 9 points in 13 games, still great. Beniers with 9. Moss now 5 goals, 6 points. He's woken up a little bit. Maloney 6. Bergenheim 5, but now injured. Popov, no points, I don't think, in that series. Am I correct in saying that? 5 assists in 13 games now. Morrison, 1 assist in that series. Lume, 4 points. Kozlov, 4 points. Bear, 3. Kobasu, 2. Manning with the goal. Byron with an assist. Nothing from JT Compher in 2 games, and nothing from Tikhonov. Only playing just under 8 minutes a night, but he's been solid enough. Only a -1 in 13 games. Goaltending, Nick Malik, 4-1-0 with 2 shutouts, a .945 save percentage, and 1.56 goals against average. He is easily our choice headed into the Western Conference Finals, which will be up against the St. Louis Blues. Wow, who also had 55 wins. You knew that this was coming if you were following the Western Conference. That's for sure. The 2 best in the West are ending up facing each other. If you made a bracket, you probably had this happening. Kraken number 1 in the NHL, Blues number 3 in the NHL, 1 and 2 in the West. Both 55-win teams. The Blues, though, with 6 more regulation losses. That's the difference. We were the higher scoring team. They were slightly the better defensive team by .01 goals against per game. We had the better power play. They had the better penalty kill. So this should be a tight and competitive series. On their road to the Western Conference Finals, they beat the Stars in 6 and the Blackhawks in 6 as well. Checking out the Blues lines here. I think it's the first time we've played the Blues in the playoffs, I believe. But Artemi Panarin, first line left wing, is 38, 80 overall, yet 10 points in 12 games. He's one of those guys who will still simulate well. Jack Hughes is the first line center on the Blues. Went to free agency after the Devils couldn't afford him. Signed a big deal with St. Louis. He's been a fantastic player with them ever since. His 3rd or 4th season with St. Louis now. Only 2nd. Okay, 2nd year, but last year 104 points. This year 80 and 82. On the right wing is Philip Forsberg, 35 years of age, but 8 points in 12 games. Second line, Connor Geekie, Israel Recchi, 2nd overall pick in 2027, and Preston Klimchuk, 3rd overall pick in 2028. Third line, Roslovic, 88 overall, Mason McTavish, and Ted Flynn. Fourth line, Rodion Amirov, Anthony Beauvillier, and Christian Fischer, former Seattle Kraken, our pick from the Coyotes in the expansion draft. Defensively, they have Earl Ray, 3rd overall pick in 2023. Adam Boquist, 89 overall, 8 points for him. Mayfield, Keeling, Clegg, and Liljegren. Darcy Keeling, 10th overall pick in 2025. Offensive defenseman, 9 points in 12 games. And between the pipes, they have Jeremy Swayman, 85 overall, 912 save percentage, 2.42 goals against. advance through those 8 wins. Aiden Hill backing him up. Scratches Broberg, Walker, and Wiley, a player who we had in our system for a year or two. So St. Louis has a solid team here. They're scoring points defensively, it seems like. Yeah, they're scoring defensively. Up top, Panarin 10 points. Hughes 12 a point per game. Forsberg 8. Second line, 10 points for Recchi, 10 points for Geeky. Roslovic 8 as well. McTavish, I'm not sure why he's third line when he's a first line forward, but just to say, St. Louis, strong offensively, strong defensively, and goaltending pretty good as well. I gotta say, this is a well-rounded team. This should be a good matchup for us here at the beginning of round number 3. Nick Malik continuing to get the starts here, 945 save percentage as we just looked at. He's been rock solid. Let's see if he can keep that up headed into this third round now. Lots of pressure continuing to mount on him. Climate Pledge Arena, here we go. 255 win team juggernauts. With the Leafs out, it's the 2 best regular season teams remaining in the NHL. Game 1, round 3, let's do it. First period, 2-0 Kraken. Marco and Lume putting us up 2-0. Very nice, gentlemen. Very nice. Second period now, 3-0. Pasi Lume, second of the night. Possibly his first multi-goal playoff game of his career. I'm not sure. 3-0 Kraken. Early power play in the third killed off. And Isaiah Marco makes it 4-0. As that's 2 from Marco and 2 from Lume now to give us a 4-0 lead over the Blues. Final 10 minutes. We're playing well, and it's 4-1 as Forsberg breaks the shutout, but still a very solid performance from Malik, shutout or not. Recchi makes it 4-2, but I'll still take 2 goals and over 30 shots. Power play Seattle, killed off by St. Louis, and that's all she wrote. 4-2 the final shots, and 39-29. And we take game number 1 at home. Lume 2 goals, Marco 2 goals, and Malik 27 saves for a 931 save percentage. Love to see that. And we are now up 1-0 in this series. Over in the East, it's the Panthers and the Canadiens. Yes, the Panthers are up 1-0 in their series. Marco now 16 points in 14 games for him. Let's make sure Malik is starting. And here we go, ready for game number 2. Staying at home. The fans are rabid here in Seattle. Let's do it. 2 from Marco, 2 from Lume. Who else is going to step up in this series? First period, 1-0, and it's Matty Beniers with his first of the series, 1-0 Seattle. Second period, no scoring. Shots 17-12 in our favor. Power play Seattle to start the period. Killed off by St. Louis. Now 5 minutes into the period. Only 35 shots between the two teams. 5-on-3 power play. Killed off by the Blues. But Tarasenko, that's true. I totally forgot about the storyline. Against the team, of course. His old team. Tarasenko scores to make it 2-0. Could that be enough? 30-17 of the shots, and yes, it is. My brain was frying there for a second as Tarasenko with the Blues, and then at the same time, Malik just got another shutout. 19 save performance from him, second star honors, a goal and assist from Matty Beniers. How didn't I mention this? Vladimir Tarasenko against the team that left him unprotected in the expansion draft, wouldn't give him the captaincy, comes to Seattle, becomes our captain, is an absolute monster, has 3 more Stanley Cup rings, has a Conn Smythe, has a legacy with a statue already being built in his honor. And here he is for the first time in the playoffs, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think for the first time back in St. Louis in a postseason setting at Enterprise Center, Game 3 between the Kraken and the Blues. We've outscored them 6-2 in the last 2 games. Malik with 2 goals against in Game 1 and a shutout in Game number 2. This man is possessed. 948 save percentage, 1.41 goals against average. What a story he has been. Game 3, Kraken and Blues to take a 3-0 stranglehold on this conference finals. Let's do it. At the Enterprise Center, there's a massive chip on Tarasenko's shoulder, despite him being an old and wise grizzled veteran now. First period, 0-0, 12-11 the shots. Second period, 2-0, Moss and Maloney. That third line is clicking. I like it. Shots 25-21 for the Blues, but it's 2-0 Kraken. Early power play killed off by St. Louis. Power play once again. They can't stay out of the box, but we haven't been capitalizing enough. Another power play opportunity killed off once more. Now power play for the Blues, and that one is killed off by Seattle, and we're back to 2-0 at even strength for both teams. Shots 36-28. Everything's clicking. Oh my goodness, 3-0. Do you believe what you're seeing? 38 saves from Malik, another shutout. How does he do it? Breaking records one after another. A goal and assist from Maloney. 38 save shutout from Nick Malik. And we are just cruising through St. Louis. 3-0 lead. Outscoring them 9-2 in the first 3 games here. Malik, did you go to a voodoo temple of Dominic Hasek? I don't know what. 957 save percentage, 4 shutouts and 7 wins, and a 1.23 goals against average? What? No one's even going crazy in the scoring. Like, yeah, McKinnon and Marco are like point per game, but it's not like we have a guy who has 30 points right now carrying us. It is the goaltending that has been so solid to allow us to win 2-0, 3-0. We don't need to score 5 or 6. Game 4 in St. Louis to sweep the Blues and go to the Stanley Cup final for the first time since 2027. Let's do it. First period, 1 shot, 1 goal, Alex Tuck, but Klimchuk comes back and breaks the shutout streak for Malik. 1-1 after 20. Second period now, no scoring. Shots 21-15 for Seattle. It's a 1-1 game. Final 20 minutes to decide if we're headed back to Seattle for Game 5 or if it will be a clean sweep of the Blues. Ethan Bear's first of the playoffs with the A on his chest makes it 2-1, but Roslovic ties it back up 2-2. Former Columbus Blue Jackets mode player Jack Roslovic. Excuse me, my mouth is just finished right now. Power play St. Louis, killed off by the Kraken. Huge kill, and it's a late goal from Popov, and the Kraken are through to the Stanley Cup final. With 21 seconds left, Vitaly Popov scores, and the Kraken win it. Game 4 sweep of the Blues. Oh my goodness. Is that his first of the postseason? Yeah, it is actually. His first of the postseason couldn't have come at a better time. Shots end 30-25. What a goal late. 2 assists from Chychrun, 2 assists from Beniers. No star for Popov, but we know that he's the star in this one. Another 2-goal against night for Malik, staying solid. And we are through the Stanley Cup final, ladies and gentlemen, against the Panthers or the Canadiens, who are tied at 2 in their series. Wow. So we outscored them, what, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-4 in this series. 4-game clean sweep of St. Louis. Point per game for Nathan MacKinnon, 17 and 17. Marco 16, Tuck 15, Beniers 14, Chychrun also 14 apples. Wow. Just a pure playmaker on that blue line. Tarasenko 7 goals, 11 points. Oh, didn't do much in that series against his old team, but he got the win, and he got the trophy. The Clarence S. Campbell Trophy or the Prince of Wales Trophy. I think it's a Campbell. Yeah, I think it's Clarence S. Campbell Trophy on the Blues home ice as captain. He went to accept it. That must have been a little bit of salt in the wound right there. Maloney 9, Moss 8 points, 6 goals. Lume 7 as third line center. He's been good, getting more ice time. Popov, his first goal, 7 points in 17 games. Bear had his first goal as well, 6 points in 17. Morrison hasn't really done anything since 3 goals in the first round, but 5 points and a +4 from him. Bergenheim still out. Kozlov 5, Kobasu 2. Manning 1 goal and a -3. Byram only 1 assist. This is the most odd thing about the postseason. Byram was on a 42-point pace this season, and in the postseason has 1 point in 17 games. Extremely odd. Against the St. Louis Blues to boot, the team that had him last year, and got traded for him at the deadline, and then let him walk to free agency. Interesting. Calling for no points in 6 games. He's been a 4th liner for us. And Tikhonov, the 4th line hasn't really done anything. 1 goal from Manning, and that's it. And the plus-minus has been okay, not horrible, but not great either. Okay. And goaltending. Ladies and gentlemen, just bow. Bow before him. Nick Malik, 8-1-0 with 4 shutouts, a .953 save percentage, and a 1.32 goals against average. The prodigy. I don't know what to call him. I remember Dennis Chalowski, we called him Dennis the Chosen One Chalowski. But maybe Malik is Nick the Magician Malik. I don't know. The Magician pulling out another one. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Now the question is, who will we be facing? Oh, Bergenheim's fully healthy, so get him back in the lineup. Who will we be facing for our 4th Stanley Cup in 6 years? For our 3 Stanley Cups, we beat the Hurricanes once and the Leafs twice. Let's see what's going to be now in 2030. The Canadiens and the Panthers are going to Game 7. And in the 2030 Stanley Cup final, it will be the Seattle Kraken versus the Canadiens Montreal. Wow! This one hurts. I think this is the first time in any franchise mode I've ever done on my channel here where I'm taking on the Canadiens in a Stanley Cup final. Wow. Contre les Canadiens de Montréal. I've played them in playoff series, but I don't think ever in a Stanley Cup final. The Canadiens want that first Stanley Cup since 1993. The Kraken want their 4th in 6 years before maybe Tarasenko retires, before McKinnon gets older. Wow, let's check the lines. Very curious to see what the Canadiens have after taking down the Panthers in 7 games. Let's see it. Robert Thomas, Nick Suzuki, 91 overall, and Ted Palin. First overall pick in 2025, a power forward with 5-star shooting. He's a big boy, 5-star physical as well, 6'4". Wow. Second line, Bjorkstrand, Theo Rachette, you got to have your good Quebec boy, and Christian Dvorak, who's still on the team. Jonathan Drouin still here with Kirill Kennins and Patrick Kang. Fourth line is Miles Wood, Dylan Gambrell, one of the longest-serving Kraken in team history. He's up there for most games played. He did a lot of time with Seattle. Is he? Yeah, he is. He is. He was great for us. And Zach Sanford. Defensively, they have Alexander Romanov with Dougie Hamilton. Wow. Josh Brook with Dennis the Chosen One Chalowski. Wow. One of our team favorites here in Seattle. He's been gone for a little while, but I really liked having him on the team. He was a big performer for us, eating a lot of minutes as well. He did, 7 points in 15 games that playoff run. Wow, Dennis Chalowski, Brooke, Woolley, and Valesi. Chalowski got it. Yeah, that was on a Stanley Cup run as well, correct? 25, 26, 27. Yep. That was a Stanley Cup for Dennis Chalowski. Between the pipes, it is Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, 88 overall. He has a .911 save percentage and 2.75 goals against average. That's beatable. That's beatable. And Marcus Mayorov backing him up. Scratches Kraus, Vakinen, and Vesa Heiskanen. Former Kraken Vesa Heiskanen signed a 1-year deal with the Canadiens, I see. 34 games, 10 points with them. That's cool. After he played 49 games with us between a couple of seasons there, scoring 9 points. Oh, man. So a lot of good storylines here. A couple of former Kraken. The Canadiens want their first Stanley Cup. Suzuki at a 91 overall. That's crazy. What? 1 goal and 20 assists? He has 21 points in 19 games. 5 goals, 13 assists for Thomas. This guy must have a ton. Yeah, 12 goals, 11 assists for the guy on the right wing there, Palin. Bjorkstrand, 12. Rachette, 12, excuse me. And Dvorak with 7. Jonathan Drouin, 7 goals, 6 assists from the veteran, 35 years of age. Away les boys, let's go. Oh my goodness. How did the Canadiens get here is the last thing I want to see. As they took down the Sabres in 6, the Bruins in 6, and then the Panthers in 7 to reach the Stanley Cup final here against the Seattle Kraken. It's going to be a good one, ladies and gentlemen. Get yourselves a snack, pause that video, and get excited. It's Game 1 at Climate Pledge Arena between the Canadiens and the Kraken. The Habs went 44, 27, and 11 on the season, yet here they are, looking for their first Stanley Cup in 37 years. Malik is the starter. I'm going to go ahead and turn off auto goalie rotate because I don't think there's any reason for me to ever think about taking Malik out now, even if he starts to fall apart. He has been amazing, and he has earned the crease, barring a catastrophic collapse. I just got to remember to turn this back on at the beginning of next season. Flash ahead to me on episode like 40 saying, oh, the auto goalie rotate as my goal, as Peyton Will, whoever our starter is, question mark. Plays like 30 games in a row. But here we are at Climate Pledge Arena, Kraken, Canadiens, Game 1, 2030 Stanley Cup Final. Here we go. First period, 2-2 game, high-scoring affair. McKinnon scores on the power play to open it up. Thomas ties it up. Moss makes it a 2-1 lead for us, but then Bjorkstrand ties it right back. Shots 14-7, double for us. Yet it's a 2-2 game after 20. Second period now, 4-3 for the Canadiens. Took away on the power play, and then Kang makes it 4-2. Popov, short-handed, his second goal of the postseason, makes it 4-3. We're outshooting the Canadiens 26-20. 4-3 Montreal headed into this third and final period. Power play for the Canadiens now as we kill that off, and we need a goal to tie things back up. Looking at the big dogs, power play opportunity killed off by the Canadiens. Final 5 minutes or so now. We're still getting a lot of shots on net, but Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen's shutting the door. Couple minutes to go. Final minute chance, nothing. Whew. So shots end 36-26, but the Canadiens take it 4-3 the final. Of course, now they turn off auto goalie rotate. Malik just can't be a starter, right? But a goal and 2 assists from Thomas, getting him first star. McKinnon and Popov had solid games. McKinnon now over a point per game with 19 in 18. But the Canadiens win game number 1 on the road. This happened before. We have lost game 1 on the road before. That's all right. Game 2, let's bounce back. Let's make it a best of 5. Headed to the Bell Center. Off to la belle province. Let's do it. Our goalie we know he can be solid. Give him a good show in front. Put on a good show in front of him. I can't even speak. And he will do the rest. Let's see some scoring. First period, 1-0. Thank you very much. It's Ethan Bear with a shorthanded goal from behind the blue line. So behind the red line even, because we're going towards the left, correct? Unless that was... yes, that was. So behind the red line. And 2-0 now. Vladimir Tarasenko, another Stanley Cup final goal for the veteran. 2-0 Kraken. After 40, it ends 2-2. Bjorkstrand cutting the lead to 1. Then Palin with 17 seconds left. Shots tied at 25. Score tied at 2. Headed into the third and final period of this second game. Power play Seattle killed off by the Canadiens. 5 minutes in. Shots are 29-26. As we're heading to the 10-minute mark, and Eli Manning, the clutch quarterback himself, his second goal of the postseason is a huge one, as we're now up 3-2 with 5 minutes to go. Power play Seattle with 2 minutes left, killed off, final minute, hang on tight, and Eli Manning gets us the winning goal. Wow! Shots end 33-30. 28 save performance from Malik, getting him first star honors. Manning the game-winning goal. Bear the shorthanded goal that gave us a fighting chance. Huge game from the boys. We really fought hard in that one, gentlemen. 3-2 victory to tie this series up at 1. It is now a best of 5 as we head to the Bell Center. 20 points in 19 games for Nathan McKinnon. We are ready to keep this bus moving. Let's do it. At the Bell Center, Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. Back in Montreal for the first time since 2022. 2021, excuse me. Here we go. First period, 2-1 Canadiens in front of the home crowd. Thomas opens up the scoring late in the period. Lume comes back just about a minute later, but then just about another minute after that, Lassie restores the lead for the Canadiens. Shots 15-9 for Montreal, 2-1 pour le bleu, blanc, rouge. Second period, 4-1 Canadiens. Palin and Kang. 4-1 Montreal. It's a 3-goal lead on home ice with the shots being 26-22 in their favor. We're not putting a lot on net. We're not testing Ukko-Pekka-Luukkonen enough. Power play opportunity killed off by the Canadiens. That's a killer. Just 11 minutes to go now. I'm not seeing it. We're down by 3. We came back in the shot department, but Montreal is still pushing. Shots 32-31 in our favor. Final few minutes here. Moss puts us, we're down by 2. Still a chance with a couple minutes left. But no, Moss's late goal is not enough. We outshoot the Canadiens 36-32. But the Canadiens take it 4-2 the final. Palin, Ukko-Pekka-Luukkonen, Nick Suzuki, the playmaking extraordinaire. All right, we are now down 2-1 in this Stanley Cup final. We are 3-0 in our history in Cup finals, but the Canadiens are giving us a run for our money. It'll already be the longest series ever as we beat the Hurricanes in 5. I think it's always been 4 or 5 games against the Leafs and the Hurricanes. So already there's going to be a minimum of 6 games. Here's we're heading into game number 4 at the Bell Center. Nothing to change. Unless maybe I swap Tarasenko and Moss back up now, because Moss has been heating up, but his third line center, that spot. But you know what? I'm a bit of a fool because Bergenheim's back in the lineup and I didn't put him back in. How do I keep forgetting these small things? But has Comfort done anything? 1 assist in 9 games? No. So that's the spark we need. I'm going to put Bergenheim back in the lineup. Moss has 8 goals in 20 games. Tarasenko also 8 and 4. You know, I'm going to keep Moss and Tarasenko as they are. But let's put the lines back to as they were when Bergenheim was there. And so I got to do lines right away or else I forget them. So Bergenheim's back on the second line. Maloney's on the wing. He has 2 goals, 10 assists, 76, 78 faceoffs. Yeah. Moss will stay on the third line plus power play. He's playing almost 16 minutes a night. Tarasenko's been really good. I know Moss has been a bit hotter as of late, but I'm going to keep it as is with Bergenheim back on board. I'm going to keep Popov on the penalty kill as well. He scored that big shorthanded goal, so I'm going to keep him on the penalty kill. And I think that's all we got to do here. Game 4 in Montreal. They're looking to take a 3-1 series lead. We want to tie it up at 2 and make it a best of 3 headed back to Seattle. This is a huge fourth game First period, 1-0 Seattle. Isaiah Marco, shots 14-11 for the Kraken. A nice period there, scoring early and hanging on tight for the rest of the period. Second period now, 2-1 Canadians, with a couple of real-life Canadians, Drouin and Romanov. 2-1 Montreal, shots 24-20 for the Kraken. We're down by 1 in the third. Let's tie it up quickly, boys. Tie it up quick. We don't have time to lose. We're getting shots on net. We're slowing down a little bit. Okay, here we go. 29 shots now. And Alexander Kozlov, one of the most unlikeliest candidates, ties this game up at 2 with under 5 to go. Shots 34-28. And Isaiah Marco puts us up 3-2 now. His second of the night with a minute left, and that'll be the winner. Oh my goodness, with 2:36 to go. Kozlov ties it up. He has been known to make those clutch plays in the playoffs out of nowhere. Ties it up at 2. Marco gets the winner with 2:36 left. Shots end 36-29, and the Kraken tie this series up. Wow. Marco first star with 2 goals and an assist, obviously. Romanov a goal and an assist. Nathan MacKinnon 2 more assists for the man, and we convinced to come here to be the #1 center, and now we're just 2 wins away from giving him a 4th Stanley Cup ring. 22 points in 21 games for MacKinnon. Another plus 900 save percentage night for Malik. It's a 2-2 series, best of 3, back in Seattle. 2 of the next 3 games max are going to all be on home ice. We have the advantage here. Let's take advantage of what we have after we fought for those 55 wins in the regular season. President's Trophy winners. 2 wins away from the Stanley Cup to win a 4th cup in 6 years. What a dynasty this team has been. Let's do it. Game 5 at home. First period, a lot of scoring there, 2-1. Sanford scores, then Dennis, the chosen one, Chalowski, in front of his old home fans. Nathan MacKinnon, though, with a big goal to bring us back within 1, to get a little momentum back in our favor just 42 seconds after Chalowski scored. Shots 15-10 for Montreal, but 2-1 is the score. Second period now, 4-3 Seattle. That's what we like to see. Drouin makes it 3-1, but then Marco, MacKinnon, and Tuck. The first line, bing, bang, bong, 4-3 Seattle. Marco about just 50 seconds after Drouin, and then MacKinnon a minute, not even a minute 20, whatever, after Marco. And then 10 minutes after that is Alex Tuck. 4-3 Kraken. Shots are 26-20 for the Canadians. Headed into the third period. 3 unanswered from the Kraken. Can we make it 4 unanswered, perhaps? Power play opportunity killed off by the Canadians there. Another power play opportunity once again killed off by the Canadians. Halfway through the third period, Montreal leading the shot department. Now now it's tied at 31. Still a 1-goal lead with under 5 to go. It's going to be a tight finish, ladies and gentlemen. Power play Canadians late. Oh my goodness, Kang. Oh my goodness. Shots 35-32 for the Canadians. But with 19 seconds left, Kang scores to send it to overtime. Let's do it. Kang the Conqueror pushing it to overtime here at Climate Pledge Arena. 4-4 is the score. Next player to score puts his team up 3-2 and on the brink of a Stanley Cup championship. Thomas over the blue line now. Robert Thomas into the corner. Couple players on him. In front, stopped by Malik. MacKinnon, the little fan. Oh, one-timer there as Suzuki set up. I think that's Palin. And then Malik came across for a big save. Kick down to Kobasu. Now to Alex Tuck. He loves overtime winners. Tuck in front. Big save there from Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, who's wearing number 6. That's a rare number to see. Not and one of the rare unretired numbers. And there it is. Good call. Good call. Big trip there. They had to trip up Alex Tuck. They know how deadly he is in overtime. And it'll be a power play for the Kraken. 2 minutes for Palin. Now he's tripping, slashing that stick into the box. He is furious. Here we go. Offensive zone faceoff. Popov at the dot. 2 goals, 7 assists, 9 points through the playoffs. He is a playmaker through and through. Moss, Popov, Tarasenko with Kobasu and Chicken at the point. That is won back by the Canadians and dumped right away. Kobasu up to Popov now. Vitaly Popov stops up, finds some space. Very nice. Vitaly, smooth hands, that white stick. In front, Tarasenko on the doorstep. Stopped by Luukkonen. Marco, MacKinnon, and Beniers, the #1 unit, is out now with Tuck and Maloney at the point, I believe. Maloney, one-timer, Marco! Luukkonen slides across to swallow that one up. Now up to Matty Beniers. Beniers to MacKinnon, back to Marco, big save, Luukkonen. Beniers regains possession, Tuck to the point, it's Asher Maloney on net, glove save, Luukkonen. Just 4 seconds left in the power play now. MacKinnon ties him up on the draw. Beniers, save, rebound, wide open, scores! Matty Beniers! And the Kraken win it in overtime to go up 3 games to 2 in this Stanley Cup final. Oh my goodness, off the draw, a great tie-up by McKinnon, a veteran move. I don't know if it was Luukkonen being really out of his crease there, but Beniers gets the shot and his own rebound. Let me see this one. Beniers comes in. Ref is blocking it. Thank you very much. He almost didn't even get the shot off. I was very afraid there. Off the draw, yeah. Was it him who took the shot? Luukkonen diving for it. But Beniers tucking home the game-winning goal to put his team just one win away from a Stanley Cup championship. Shots in this one ended 40-37, so another great performance from both sides. So let's see this one more time here. McKinnon ties up Suzuki. Beniers comes in, takes the shot. Luukkonen way out of his crease, sliding out to make that save. Big blocker, big rebound. And he almost didn't put it soon enough. I was getting scared that he was just hanging on to it. Winds up with the wrister, just loads up and then releases. Big rebound, given out. Those juicy rebounds we eaten every day at the Seattle buffet. That rhymed, so it must be true. Shots ended 40-37 for the Kraken. Goal and 2 assists from Marco. Great performances. And now we have a chance to win the Stanley Cup in Montreal in game number 6. There's nothing to be said, boys. There is nothing to be said. You've played well. 2 wins in a row by 1 goal. They've been tight games. Malik has been doing well enough. You got to put the pucks on the net. You got to find the back of the net. 5-4 overtime win to give us the opportunity to win our 4th Stanley Cup in 6 years here in 2030. Game 6, Stanley Cup final, Bell Center, Montreal. Let's do it. First period, 2-0. I love when it gives that little pause before it shows you, so you know that some goals were scored. It was Isaiah Marco and Nathan McKinnon, our 2 top goal scorers, the biggest dogs throughout the playoffs. They show up when it matters the most, and they are hungry. Period number 2 now, 3-2. All right, so McKinnon, his second of the night makes it 3-0. But then Dvorak and Bjorkstrand come back to make it a 1-goal game. Let's go back down to ×4 speed. Third period, up by 1. Shots tied at 20 a minute into this period. 2 goals from McKinnon, 1 from Marco. McKinnon would love another Conn Smythe trophy. Robert Thomas ties this game up at 3 as both goalies have allowed 3 goals on 21 shots. Just over 6 minutes into it, and Pasi Lume down that 4th line makes it 4-3, but then Palin 20 seconds later, even I can't do the quick math, 16 seconds later, I don't know, makes it 4-4, but then Popov, there he is, 5-4 from the unlikely candidate, 5 for him, and Rickard Bergenheim makes it 6-4. Popov with the go-ahead goal. Bergenheim puts us up by 2. The middle 6 coming through, the bottom 9 as well. Power play Seattle with just under 5 to go. It's a 6-4 game, and it'll stay that way as the Canadiens kill it off. 2 minutes left. Final minute now. Let's hop into this final minute. It's a 2-goal lead, but anything can happen. At the Bell Center in Montreal, 59 seconds to go. 2-goal lead thanks to Popov and Bergenheim. Popov was 3rd maybe or 4th in the postseason, and Bergenheim his 2nd. 50 seconds to go. McKinnon in front to Tuck. Can't get looking for more. He loves the late game heroics. Chalowski up to Suzuki with the C on his chest. The Canadiens pulling their goalie now. Palin trying to... It just hits off. Marco trying to put a hit on him. He just shrugs him off. Walks in. Glove save from Malik. 35 seconds to go here in the 3rd period. 2-goal lead, empty net. Offensive zone face-off here. There's a big one. Tie-up, Suzuki, Hamilton, Bjorkstrand, Palin, Thomas has some space. Glove save from Malik, and he'll hang on once more. Clock now down to 28.8. Once again, defensive zone face-off, McKinnon versus Suzuki. McKinnon wins this one back to Chychrun. Up to Marco, exits the zone. Can it be the dagger? No, he gets hit, and a few people fall over each other. Kennins regains possession. Now up to Dougie Hamilton. 17 seconds to go. Almost loses it. Marco hounding him. Kennins up to Palin now. Palin can't quite even enter the zone. Suzuki has a lane. Back to the point. No, he's going to keep it and cycle down low. Hamilton at the point. Thomas, 4 seconds. Chychrun, get that out. And the 2030 Stanley Cup champions are your Seattle Kraken. With their 4th Stanley Cup in franchise history. 4 cups in 9 years of existence, and 4 cups in the last 6 years. 1, 2, 3, a couple of years off, and then 1 more. Oh my goodness, what a journey it was. Not our hardest cup in terms of the journey, but our hardest Stanley Cup finals. We went to 6 games here against the Canadiens. 7 game, almost got reverse swept. The overtime winner in Game 7 of Round 1. Some players didn't show up. Byram, 1 assist. 2 assists, but he was Miles Wood, maybe think of Kyle Wood. He was a solid player through and through. Players showed up in different ways when needed. Vitaly Popov scoring the winning goal. The handshake line here. Who gets the Conn Smythe? The last 3 Conn Smythes have been 1 for Tarasenko and 2 for McKinnon, I believe. They're Tarasenko and Gamble shaking hands, 2 old friends, a former Kraken, Tuck with a nice big beard. I think the Conn Smythe has to go to McKinnon, but I'd probably give it to Malik. I don't know. He's been so good. Nick Malik, the reason why we won this Stanley Cup. I'll throw it over to Gary. Well, hello, Montreal! It is my honor to call over the winner of the Conn Smythe Trophy, Nathan MacKinnon. What a performance. Come and get this trophy. Nathan MacKinnon, beautiful, picture perfect with his 3rd Conn Smythe and 4 Stanley Cups, I believe. But now let me really throw it over to Gary for the Stanley Cup. The Stanley Cup is the hardest trophy to win in all of sports, as we all know. And it is my honor to present this to the captain of the winning team. And for the 4th time now in the last 6 years, it is my honor to call over Mr. Vladimir Tarasenko. Come on up here, the honor is yours. Tarasenko with the cup, shake hands with Gary one more time, possibly the last time in his career. And once again raises the Stanley Cup as captain of the Kraken. Vladimir Tarasenko. What a multiverse of madness this could have been if the Kraken took him. Gives it to Bowen Byram in his 1st season with the Kraken. Many of these players now have 4 Stanley Cup rings. Some of them 1, 2, or 3, but Byram gets his 1st ring, I believe, of his career, but definitely as a Kraken. Next, it's passed over. Who gets the Stanley Cup next? Who gets to go on a little bit of a run? I can't tell by these generated faces, but this one is Tiny Morrison, the 6'4", 23-year-old player, medium elite potential. Couldn't quite get him to grow, but he still played 3rd pair minutes. He gets a Stanley Cup. I'm not sure if I think it is his 1st. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's his 1st Stanley Cup. Tiny Morrison, the 6'4" rookie, now 23, still 7. I don't know if he'll grow, but he gets a cup. And now the greatest story of them all, Nick Malik. Wow, of the 4 goalies, who would have thought? Freddie Anderson got a start, Wilm kind of faltered, Hilpert never got a chance, but Malik carried this team to this victory. Everybody crowd around the cup, pick out your pictures, grab a screenshot, and snap a picture. It'll last a lifetime. Shots ended 35-31 in this one. 6 goals past Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen was huge. As Malik, he was amazing in so many games. What made this team able to succeed was that when he did let in 4 goals on 30 shots or whatever, which is not bad, but he let in 4, we were able to score 5 or 6. 28 points in 23 games for MacKinnon gets him, I believe, his 3rd Conn Smythe, unless I'm forgetting something. I believe it's been Tarasenko and then MacKinnon, the last 4 cups. What a journey to the Stanley Cup. A 6-game victory against the Canadiens. 7, 6, 4, and 6-game series for the Kraken. Marco's so good as well. 25 points in 23 games. He's been such a good playoff performer for us year after year. Often 2nd, 3rd in scoring. 108 points in 112 playoff games. He has been outstanding. Always point per game or above, aside from 10 and 12 in 29 and 14 and 23 in 2025, but so consistent. Matty Beniers, 18 points in 23 games from him. Alex Tuck, 17 points. Jacob Chychrun came to this team after getting buried with the Coyotes, and he now has, was that his 2nd Stanley Cup? Yes, as he won in 2027. 2nd Stanley Cup with us now. He's been a juggernaut in terms of points as well. 16 in 12 games, and then now 15 in 23. Love me some Jacob Chychrun, and he still has 1 more year on his deal. Vladimir Tarasenko, 14 points in 23 games. The grizzled captain gets another ring on his hand. Now 5 rings. Filling up that hand with 5. Asher Maloney, 13 points, 11 assists. Chris Moss, 8 goals and 12 points. Popov scored big goals when it mattered. 3 goals, and 2 of them were game winners. Tuck, 3 of his 7 were game winners. Benier and Marco had 2 game winners. Moss, 2 game winners. Tarasenko, a game winner. But 3 goals, 12 points, 2 game winners from Vitaly Popov. What a performance. Pasi Lume, 5 goals, 1 of them a game winner, 11 points. Ethan Bear, 8 points, another cup for him. He has 4 rings. Tiny Morrison, 3 goals, and 2 of them were game winners. Again, these guys were clutch. 6 points from him throughout the playoffs. 6 points in 14 games for Rickard Bergenheim. 6 points plus 6 for Alexander Kozlov. Byram, 4 points, a -1, but hey, we'll take it. Kobasu, only 4 assists, playing over 24 minutes a night. But he's solid enough, man. He doesn't seem to score, but he's solid defensively. Eli Manning, 2 goals, one of them being a game winner. Give him the Super Bowl ring and the Stanley Cup championship ring now. First player to ever do both. JT Compher had an assist in 9 games. Tikhonov, pointless, -3, just over 7 minutes a night, but give him the ring. Get ready for this. Nick Malik, 12-3-0, 4 shutouts, a .927 save percentage, 2.16 goals against average on this road to the Stanley Cup. Is that his first ring? I think it is. Here with the... Yes, it is. That's his first Stanley Cup ring. Wow, and it was extremely well-deserved. Nick Malik. This is just crazy. This is what everyone's going to be buzzing about in the comments. 4 shutouts and 12 wins. A third of his wins were by shutout. Just over 2 goals against per game and a .927 save percentage. Shocking numbers. Really shocking numbers. What a performance from the team here. As you know, the window's starting to close. Some guys are getting older. Some contracts will be expiring. This team can't stay together forever. But it is a dynasty, my friends. Now the question will be, do we run it back for one more year, a 10th season, and potentially we can do a live playoffs episode and everything? Or do we call it after the Stanley Cup and let's do a wrap-up, maybe an off-season episode, but then a wrap-up episode after that one? That will be up to you in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Was this the completion of our last full season? So we'll do one more, we'll do an off-season episode and then wrap it up. Or do we do one more season and wrap it up on a playoff live stream? Yeah, we go 10 years. Yeah, we go live. That's fun. But it also is nice. It would be nice to end on a high note. Or do we try for 5 cups in 7 years? Hershey Bears winning the Calder Cup. Seattle Kraken winning the Stanley Cup. Let's check out the 2030 awards now. Of course, Stanley Cup going to us. President's Trophy as well. First time in a long time the President's Trophy winner wins the cup. We got the Clarence S. Campbell Bowl, of course. Prince of Wales to the Canadians. Individual awards now. Svitov won the Art Ross and the Hart. James Norris going to Owen Power. Big year for Buffalo. Lady Byng to Mitch Marner. A couple of Leafs back-to-back there. Calder going to Klimchuk over on the Blues. Conn Smythe, of course, to McKinnon. Yes, his 3rd Conn Smythe now. Vezina going to Spencer Knight. Jennings going to Swayman. Nasterton going to this random guy on the Sharks. Jack Adams, the coach of the Devils. Frank J. Selke, the Ryan O'Reilly Award, going to Ryan O'Reilly for the 2nd time in 5 years, here getting in 2030. Ted Lindsay to Svitov, and Maurice Richard for the 2nd straight year and 3rd time in 4 years, going to Austin Matthews. I don't think we did anything down in the AHL. No awards down there. So this one's been long enough now. We can think about starting to wrap it up. But of course, the final thing we've got to do, first we've got to look at the progress reports, then the expiring contracts, then the draft class. So I want to quickly go through these. Any players growing, dropping in overall. Let's just see this. Tarasenko dropping to an 81. Tuck, no, he stays at an 86. Some of these things I don't quite understand. This screen, it's a bit glitched, honestly, but those are some of the overalls here. No big growth from our players on the team, but our players in the system. Hilpert up from a 78 to a 79. Who's our backup next year? That's a huge question. Well, actually, it's probably, if Wilm's the starter, it's Malik. But now the question is, who's our starter, who's our backup, who's our 3rd goalie? Because in the system, we have Hilpert, we have Kelly, 77 overall elite, 22 years of age. He might want to be our backup next year. Anderson's going to retire, and Malhy's out here as well, 75 elite at 22 years of age. So we have like 5 goalies. So we have Wilm, Malik, Hilpert, Kelly, Malhy. Yes, that's 5 goalies for 5 spots, but they're likely going to grow and it's going to end up being like 4 or 5 goalies for 2 or 3 spots because their overall will grow over the off season. Looking at growth, just some low guys we draft with 50, 60 overall. They end up growing a ton, and that's always good to see. Obergawa up to a 71. Not too much to see here. Burrows up to a 76. Sylvain Burrows, he'll be a guy that'll be pushing for the NHL potentially next year. I don't know. 4th line, is it once again Manning, Tikhonov, and Lume? I'm not sure about that. We'll see, because Tikhonov could grow to 3rd line center. Depends if Tarasenko retires or not. That'll change a lot of things, and we'll see. We'll advance and see if he does retire. But all expiring right now If we look at this, at the moment we have 11.325 to play with, but the salary cap will go up. So you know what? I'm not going to even look at that just yet. Let me let the scouts finish their thing as well. Let's advance to the draft. We'll see the retirements and the salary cap. Yeah, salary cap goes up, all that. Then we'll take a final look at all those other things. Washington going 3-1, Nashville 12-2, and Colorado dropping 1-3 in the draft lottery. Retired players. Will Vladimir Tarasenko call it a career after another Stanley Cup? Let's see. In 2030, he does not. It doesn't look like. No. So John Tavares retires with over 1,400 points. Ryan O'Reilly retires after getting the Selke and getting eliminated in 7 games. Couldn't pull off the reverse sweep. Gallagher on the Sabres. Nugent Hopkins. Vinny Trocheck, former Seattle Kraken. A couple of them here. Vinny Trocheck and Jane Schwartz, 2 Seattle Kraken players who had really, really strong careers with us. So hats off to them as they retire. Wishing them all the best in their retirement. Kuznetsov, Hurdle, player we had for a little bit. Miller, Palmieri, Tatar, Marchessault. Trying to see if there's any other former Kraken out here. Not seeing them. Donskoy may have played a little bit with us. Goaltenders retiring in 2030. Freddie Anderson, of course, 445 wins. Had a crazy last year. Still had a little bit in the tank, and he gave it all. Kemper, Mijlik. And you know what? I think he gets a Stanley Cup ring on top of that. So why not? A waiver pickup getting a Stanley Cup ring. Why not? Sean Couturier also a coach now, which is interesting to see. Retirements, any Seattle or Pacific players? Yeah, so Pacific Palm Springs, Ludwig Gustafsson retires there. And for Seattle, no, none of our coaches retired. That's good. And now here we are at the draft. So Tarasenko does not retire. Let's see what would players be thinking about when it comes to expiring. So Rickard Bergenheim now up to an 83 overall. He would be, and we'd have 12.585 to play with. We could go 3 years, keep him as an RFA, and give him around $3 million. That wouldn't be a bad deal. Could go longer term on him in the $4 million. Let me know what you think about that. Pasi Lume, do we keep him? Do we trade him? There's not much room for him on this team. That's the problem. Could go 1 more year of RFA eligibility. Asher Maloney also has RFA eligibility, but now this year. But now starting next year, he's a UFA. So we could qualify him now. We could give him a long-term deal, paying him like $5 million for 8 years. He's been a really good player for us in our system. Great playmaker through and through. I'd like to keep Asher Maloney if possible. Might just qualify and see if we can get him long-term. Vladimir Tarasenko, he grew back to an 83. That's the thing. He was an 81. Now he's up to an 83. Wants $5.6 million. I really want to keep him. I would do everything. I would even drop Lume or maybe even Maloney to keep him. But for $5 million, by the start of next season, he's going to be 38 going, and he's going to turn 39, and he'll be down to like a 81, 80 overall. That's really tough. I want to keep him. Comfer, we can let him go as a 13th forward. Tiny Morrison, he's a 79 overall, mediumly potential. What do we do with him? 1 more year of RFA, or do we trade his rights? He's not growing. That's annoying. Eli Manning, is he back as a 4th liner? Probably qualify him and let that demand go down a little bit. Kalle Lundberg, are we keeping him? Are we trying to trade him while he still has value? There's a lot of different things to consider on this team. And goalies here, Hilpert is expiring. He's up to an 81 overall. So Wilm down to an 86. I don't know. What's up with Wilm? Are we keeping him? I don't know. Wilm's up to an 81. Excuse me, Hilpert's up to an 81. We could go Malik and Hilpert next year and then clear up $8.95 million. You know, that's a big possibility. That's really, really tough. Unsigned players, has anyone grown enough? No, no one really grew more than that. In the draft, we have 2 late first-round picks, 27 and 32. Then we pick at the end of the 2nd round. We have a lot of late picks as well. So maybe we want to trade some of those. I don't know, like trade some of those plus the rights to Kalle Lundberg for something. Like, is there anywhere in this lineup that we got to bulk up a little bit? Are we happy with keeping Kobasu as a first pair D moving forward? I don't know. All these D-men in our system, Kobasu, Kozlov, Morrison, Lundberg, Rolison, Sloan, all these guys, they got to like 79, 80, 81, and then that was it. Nothing ever happened again. So I don't know if we want to maybe trade up or just trade for another player in particular. This guy didn't get drafted at all. That's unfortunate, but we're not picking that high anyways. Jerry Peterson's going to go first overall. A defenseman, similar to Victor Hedman, 2-way D. Top forward is Andrew Corbin, similar to Nicholas Backstrom, 46 goals, 45 assists in the USA. Let's scroll down here to the later picks. Any gems here? There's a medium elite right winger at 20. Nico Miettinen, 3 years away though, so he wouldn't be bad to think about for the future. Because then all these guys are top 9 at the bottom here. Good scouting year. We got a lot of information. When we pick at 20, you know, these late picks are not going to be good unless we take these medium top 6 guys. There's a few medium top 6 forwards and medium top D, then some low elites as per usual. So those are all interesting. None of them are bad per se, but do we use some trade capital to move up? This guy's NHL. Whoa, both these guys? Giesbergs, and Vikingstad are both NHL ready medium top 6 forwards. That means they're going to be like probably like mid 70 overall. Another Popov. We already have 2 Popovs. We get a third, Ivan Popov. They're all from the same country too, I believe. NHL ready Glenn Riley, medium top 4 defensive D, but that's going to be another annoying guy who doesn't grow. But still, I don't know, man, it clogs up the system. 3 years away, 2 years away, 3 years away. I think after that, there's no more NHL ready. I'm already surprised NHL ready that late in the draft. Yeah, some great potentials, but no one else who's NHL ready. Medium elite. This guy, Hungarian. Gene Vance, Hungarian 3-bar medium elite. Then just going down the list there, some low top 6s later on, which is going to be very nice later. Guaranteed elites, there's a high elite, 2 high elite goalies going in the 80s. We draft either of those guys. One's 17, 5 years away. The other one is 19 and 4 years away. Both are high elite. One SHL, no stats. One QMJHL, good numbers, but a D-rated league. So would you go after one of those goalies? Another thing to consider. There's also this guy who's 3-bar medium elite as a goalie. Many different options. A bunch of low elites we're going to be going after as well. It's going to be a tough draft as we're closing on the end of this series as well. We want to get people who are going to be helping our franchise moving forward as we kind of take a bit of a back seat and retire either after this draft or at the end of next season's draft. We kind of let the AI GM do a little bit of work, but with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the 2030 postseason. Another Stanley Cup for your Seattle Kraken. If this is the end, let me know. We'll do the off season and we'll wrap it up and we'll start our next series. We'll start voting on our next series soon as well. Again, thank you for 4,000 subscribers here on the channel. I hope that you've been enjoying your time here. If you haven't subscribed already, we would love to have you join in. You'll be made aware of all the uploads, NHL 22, FIFA 22, NHL 07, NHL and analysis podcast type things, my breakdown videos, especially right now going through the playoffs, and even player career simulations. We just did the Shane Wright simulation, and more will be coming soon as guys like Slavkovsky get drafted and we see where they're actually going in the NHL. So it'll be a great time to join the team. Join the Discord server, the link in the description, where we talk hockey, franchise mode, and much, much more. We're a few hundred in there, and it's a blast. Be sure to leave a like for this Stanley Cup championship as well. Leave a comment with all your thoughts, the highs, the lows. Who were your MVPs? What were your thoughts on this postseason? I can't wait to hear from all of you. Rejoice. Have a fun day with the Stanley Cup. If you thought 3 cups were a fluke, well, wake up. It is a dynasty. 4 cups in 6 years. What a journey, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again in the next one.